Abkhazi Garden is in the Fairfield area of Victoria, and it's managed by the Land Conservancy, or TLC for short. TLC is a non-profit land trust modeled after the National Trust in Britain, and it protects nature, culture, and history across BC. The story of Abkhazi Garden begins not in Victoria, but in 1920s Paris, when Marjorie Peggy Pemberton Carter met Prince Nicholas Abkhazi, an exiled Georgian royal. Their connection was instant, and a long-distance friendship began, sustained by letters and the rare visit. Orphaned at 4 and raised by distant relatives, Peggy was later adopted by a wealthy couple, spending her youth traveling the world under the control of a domineering mother, until her mother's death in 1938 finally gave her the freedom to return to her birthplace, Shanghai. In 1919, Nicholas fled Georgia with his mother to escape the Bolshevik Revolution, hoping to reunite with his father, the hereditary Prince of Abkhazia, but that reunion never came. His father was executed in 1923, leaving Nicholas to spend the next 20 years in poverty caring for his mother in Paris. World War II would tear them further apart as both were imprisoned, Nicholas in a POW camp in Germany, Peggy in a Japanese internment camp near Shanghai. During her internment, Peggy secretly kept a diary, later published as A Curious Cage, and hid traveler's checks in a talcum powder tin, using them to escape to San Francisco and eventually Victoria. Arriving in December 1945, Peggy bought a rugged, tree-covered lot and began creating what would become Abkhazi Garden, her sanctuary and artistic legacy. In 1946, a letter from Nicholas changed everything. They had lost contact during the war, unsure if the other had survived. Reunited in New York after 13 years apart, they soon married and returned to Victoria, where the garden became their shared passion and their child. Drawing on their refined tastes and love of nature, music, and art, they transformed the land through decades of patient care, thoughtful design, and deep respect for its natural beauty. They sourced plants from the best nurseries and leaned on guidance from Victoria's most renowned horticulturalists. Nicholas passed away in 1987, and Peggy passed in 1994 at the age of 92. After Peggy's passing, the property faced redevelopment, and in 2000, TLC stepped in, saving the Abkhazi's legacy from becoming a townhouse complex. The Abkhazi story lives on in every winding path and blooming flower. The garden contains several distinct areas, including a summer house, rhododendron woodland garden, south lawn, and Yangtze River. The summer house was built by summer of 1946 and was used as a shelter before the main house was completed. When you visit the building today, it houses a treasure trove of items, including lawnmowers that were used to maintain the grounds. One of the lovely volunteers at the garden shared that when Prince Nicholas saw the lawnmowers on the grass, he would say, "There's my fleet." The summer house also contains Peggy's gardening jacket and stool, pictured here. The rhododendron woodland garden contains a collection of rhododendrons, some of which were 50 years old when planted by the Abkhazis. The south lawn was originally a formal rose garden, but was replaced with spring flowering shrubs. At the north end of the lawn, beneath the quiet shadow of the rock, the ashes of Nicholas and Peggy were laid to rest, and it was Peggy's wish that no tears be shed for her, and instead to raise a glass of champagne, marking her reunion with her beloved Nicholas. The main house was completed in 1947 and now holds a gift shop and tea house. Be sure to visit the house terrace at the end of your visit and admire a view of the entire garden. A giant Himalayan lily is also located here, and these lilies are known to flower once 4 to 7 years from seed, but leave bulblets behind to start the cycle again. Just beyond the recumbent Spanish fir, a serene lawn slopes towards a heather-lined path beneath a towering rock, one of Peggy's favorite views, reminiscent of the Yangtze River near her birthplace of Shanghai, and part of her original vision to celebrate the land's natural beauty through winding paths, reflective pools, and unfolding vistas. The artfully shaped azaleas stand as living proof of Peggy Abkhazi's belief that with a garden like this, you have to prune, 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 and I love to prune. Each year, more than 60 dedicated volunteers help make Abkhazi Garden the welcoming urban sanctuary it is, greeting visitors and helping preserve its beauty for all to enjoy. And a big thanks to the volunteers who helped give me extra tidbits of information for this video. Thanks again. Thanks for watching this video on Abkhazi Garden in Victoria. For more information, visit walkingvancouverisland.ca.